tried to get out, and the time was now.
Yes, yes, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another exciting episode of Sitting Down with Stand-Ups. As always, I am your co-host, Justin Sakarica. To my left, we have the very lovely Elena Gonzalez. Elena, how you doing?
Hello.
And of course, as always, the bean behind the scene, a.k.a. White Daryl, working the camera,
Pew, pew.
Googling shit for us, making sure everything runs very cohesively here. Elena, how you been?
Good. I can't believe it's like summer. I feel like I'm really unprepared. Like I should have so much more ready to go vacation-wise and stuff.
Oh, see, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go because I will be heading to Vermont.
Ooh.
Yes.
Have you ever been to Vermont?
I have never been to Vermont before. No. Originally, I wanted to go to Glacier National Park in Montana.
Okay.
Way too expensive. I cannot justify spending $250 a day on a rental car. $250 a night for a hotel. Yeah.
Why?
It's such a popular area. So, I mean, I will go there one day, but I think I might just rent like a bug-out van and drive that way.
Wow,
it's on
that's
my bucket
crazy.
list, but I cannot, I mean, can I afford it? Yes. Do I want to? No.
Yeah, there's
way
a
too
difference.
expensive.
Yeah.
But I went to the Smoky Mountains 3 times last year. Loved the Appalachian Mountain Range, and just, you know, looking at a map and following it up, saying, oh, you know what? It looks like there are a lot of cool peaks and valleys and forests in Vermont, and
Nice.
I looked up the area. It looks beautiful, so that is where I'll be heading. I'm going to go see Jay's Peak, Mount Killington, Camel's Hump. I'm going to do a little bit of...
Those all sound made up.
You'd think. Now, Jesus Beach and Satan's Kingdom sound made up. Those exist out there as well.
Wow.
I'm going to be flirting with danger in the Bennington Triangle. So that's in the...
Also sounds made up.
the southwestern portion of Vermont, where apparently a bunch of people go missing. And do you know what they all have in common?
They love Ben & Jerry's.
No, but Ben & Jerry's is out there. I will be going to the Ben & Jerry's factory as well, 15 minutes away from the lodge I'm staying at.
That's what I love about you. When people talk about life as balance, you are the epitome of balance. Like, you're planning your vacation on all of these made-up hiking trails, and you're probably gonna run a lot, and it's gonna be like all the thing, and then you're gonna spend a day and a half eating and learning about ice cream.
I will do
that's
that.
Beautiful.
Yes, I will go see the Flavor Graveyard. I might steal a headstone if I can on the way out. But yeah, speaking of headstones, yeah, the Bennington Triangle, apparently a lot of the people that went missing were all wearing the color red. So, of course, I'm going to get red hiking gear and go through there, and yeah. And so I tend to believe the area is a bad juju place because the natives said don't go there.
Okay.
If the natives are telling you, listen, this place has been bad for years, you probably shouldn't go there.
So is that why Bernie is like so against Trump? Isn't Bernie from Vermont?
Bernie is from Vermont, yes.
And Trump wears those red hats?
Could be. But he would go missing then if he went there, because if you wear red, you go missing.
Please.
Right. So we need Trump to campaign in Vermont? Is that...
I don't think a Republican has won Vermont in the past, 200 years.
Right, but we need him to go missing, is what I'm saying.
Then he would probably get a blue hat instead. He would probably research all the weird shit that I do. You know.
He does watch this every time, so...
He was our 38th subscriber. We actually did gain some subscribers. It's crazy.
That's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, Vermont's going to be a fun time. Again, I'm trying to shove way too many things into a trip, and everyone's like, just take the time and enjoy it and go back. But I'm like, go, you know?
Do you ever relax?
No. I never relax. I have no idea what that word means. So I woke up early today, I ran 10 miles, I worked out, and I'll probably do something else after the podcast is recording.
It feels like Vermont is a chill place, and I'm nervous for the people of Vermont.
They should be
to meet you.
Oh yeah, I mean and apparently because I'm staying in the town of Stowe, apparently it really is one of the most picturesque and mellow areas. There's spas everywhere, and just a very cool area. And I'm gonna go, hey, what's up, guys? It's me here. Here we go, and yeah, then I'll be kicked out of Vermont. Like, I was kicked out of the Dairy Queens. Fun fact. Speaking of Dairy Queen, we were on this. There are no Dairy Queens in Vermont.
Because of Ben and Jerry's?
Yeah, they have the foothold there.
That's how it should be.
I agree. Yeah, I may actually even go a little bit further east into New Hampshire if I have time.
Okay.
Yeah, and I will see a goddamn moose this time. I have not seen a moose anytime going to the UP. I have not seen a moose in Minnesota. I'm seeing a fucking moose. It's on my bucket list to see a wild moose.
That is the clip I'm going to make of this show. Just you fist pounding. I will see a goddamn moose.
I will see a moose. Did I tell you when I went to the North Shore of Minnesota last year, I went to this area that is supposed to be known for moose sightings. I went to a specific moose viewing area. I walked like a mile into the woods. I got to this little observation deck, and written on the deck was no fucking moose.
Did you write it?
No, I did not write it, but I saw it and was like, God damn it, my car is probably being robbed right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was disappointed, so... Yeah, no moose.
That's so sad.
I know. Now, I could go to Colorado or Alaska, where they're everywhere, but it's not fun. The more rare an animal is somewhere, the more meaningful it is, you know?
Okay, but don't they, like, ram you and kill you?
Oh, yeah, moose are more dangerous than a bear by far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what you consider fun. Yeah.
Yeah, when there's a little bit of danger there. I mean, I saw a black bear all over Gatlinburg. It didn't scare me at all.
Of course not.
No. I don't, yeah.
I'm so... I don't know what to say to keep this going anymore because you're so ridiculous to me right now.
Yeah, I just act cool.
And I love it. Like I am genuinely picturing poor women and children like, oh, come on, honey. Like seeing you out in Vermont, like, come on, let's get it.
Oh,
let's
yeah.
get it. Let's go. And they're like, oh,
yeah.
no.
And I mean, I'll be up early as hell too.
Yeah.
I wake up early on
They're
vacation.
trying to churn butter and take a nap, and you're running 27 miles.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I still will be running out there as well. So, yeah, I'm very glad that this whole conversation has you tickled pink. You knew it was coming.
I did, but I was so curious. I'm like, I don't know that he knows her well enough to figure out how he's going to come up with something.
My stupid transitions. Yeah, so you guys will see. Again, you can read the banner. You know who is on the episode. But our very lovely guest is wearing a pink outfit today. She is one of the most hilarious comics that we have in Michigan. Known a little bit for her dirty style, but that's why we all love her. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Ella Horwedel.
Woo!
Come on in, Ella.
Thanks so much.
That is the most, that is the tamest thing that I've ever heard. Known a little bit for her dirty side.
Yeah, yeah, yes, and you can probably taste the sarcasm in the intro. Yeah, just a little bit. So, yeah, how you doing, Ella?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on the pod.
Yeah, no
Stoked
problem
to
at all.
be here.
Wow, a guest actually happy to be here. That's a rare thing for us. Very rare. They're actually happy to be here instead of, like Wes forgot he had to come, not thinking that we were going to follow up. He's like, oh, God damn it, they remembered.
No, it's just nice to be in someone's basement with a camera when I actually want to.
And not tied up.
Yeah, this is new for me.
To move freely.
Yeah, we made sure that the gimp is asleep in the back over there.
Daryl. Is Daryl
Better wake him up.
Yeah, Daryl could be the gimp.
I could be the gimp.
Oh.
Yeah.
Put a chicken tender in your mouth.
Yeah. I do have a samurai sword upstairs, so
Nice.
if anyone needs to escape, Bruce Willis could come down here and
What
just
is happening?
Have you seen Pulp Fiction?
I hate that movie.
Yes.
I hate that movie.
So long.
Really?
It's so violent. Wait, no, I'm thinking of Kill Bill. Never mind. Never
Okay,
seen.
I was
never
gonna
seen
say,
Pulp
yeah.
I mean, they're
Fiction.
both pretty violent.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
You know.
Pulp Fiction's a little bit more tame.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kill Bill's... I mean, I love Quentin Tarantino regardless, though, so... Yeah, not really a big fan of the gore?
No.
Same.
I don't like... And my biggest... Like, I was in Seattle visiting my sister, and we were at a bar, and they played the entire Kill Bill movie, like, at a restaurant. It's like, I don't want to watch people getting slashed while I'm trying to
That is
fucking
weird.
eat wings. Like, that's a weird...
Yeah.
You know, like, there are kids
Yeah.
here. Right? That's a very gruesome movie.
That is weird. I've never seen anywhere play a movie in a bar, especially like an R-rated Quentin Tarantino.
And then we went to another bar, and they were playing Rambo, I think. Is that the one with Stallone?
Yeah.
But it was like, I don't know how many there are now. But it was the one where he's friends with a woman, and they're in Mexico, and then her granddaughter,
the most recent one, yeah,
gets like sold into sex trafficking. So then it's just like 45 minutes of sex trafficking, and I'm like, I want to have a drink in peace without watching horrifying.
Where were you in again?
Seattle. It was a Sunday night. I was like, what the fuck?
Typical Sunday in Seattle.
Yeah,
you got Rambo and Kill Bill just playing at Applebee's.
To be fair, it was like a Nordic heavy metal bar, but I'm like, still.
But
these
still.
like,
Okay, that makes sense, but yeah.
I was like, no, I don't.
You would think a Nordic heavy metal bar would play like a Conan movie or something,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Or like just play music. Like I don't need to see a movie. Like don't put a projector. And it was huge. It was like a projector screen. I'm like, I don't want this.
So
The only time where a movie has been playing that I was like, oh, this makes sense, humble brag, I went to Prince's house once, and
Prince's house?
That's not a humble brag.
Like,
that's like a fucking...
That's a full
Hi, I'm Elaine Gonzalez. I've been in Prince's house.
Like
I know.
Purple Rain Prince?
Yep, Purple Rain Prince. It was
In Minnesota?
sadly just before he died.
Okay.
Yep. Paisley Park. He was doing a one mic. The tour was one mic, one piano, and it started at Paisley Park, and he did concert, but they turned it into a whole weekend thing. So he did his concert, but then other bands performed, and when you bought a ticket, it was like buying admission into the place, and so then they also did tours, and they had like the whole place. He was vegan, and so they like sold vegan food, and there was one room that had like the symbol everywhere and no couches or chairs, but just a ton of big fluffy pillows like all around the room, and lights, like different light fixtures. So it was just kind of ethereal in there, and my friend and I got peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and went and curled up on this pillow and watched Barbarella because it was projected on the wall, and I was like, this is correct.
Yes,
like this
that's the most Prince thing I've ever heard.
This is right. Yeah. And later that night there was a dance just a dance night where they were playing Prince music videos and a DJ in this open warehouse part of Paisley Park. And we were just dancing, and all of a sudden, Prince is now there with a MacBook, and he's now the DJ. And I'm not bullshitting you when I tell you, it was roughly from where we are right now to the bathroom, where Prince just appeared.
So you've been blessed. I mean, that is like...
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, I could not... It was more than David Copperfield. It was like, I could not explain to you how I turned this way and he wasn't there, and now he's there.
I've heard that about him, where he would just like, be there. Yeah. Like, I feel like he was a magical little man.
Did he challenge you to play basketball?
Unfortunately,
God
no,
damn
and
it.
he did not offer me any pancakes. But someone went on the tour. We went on the tour and nothing happened, my friend and I, but then someone else that we had met went on the tour, and when they got to one of, it was a tour through his like recording studio, and when they got to one room, he was there with freshly baked cookies.
Wow.
He did,
that is amazing.
He did not answer any questions, like he wouldn't let anybody talk to him, because somebody tried, and he just stood there and like pushed the cookies. But he wanted everybody to take a cookie.
I'd be all in. I would have been shoving my mouth.
And the tour guide just pretended like nothing was happening. They were like, "Oh, and if you'd like a cookie, and now we're gonna go into this other room." And someone was like, "Oh, can I?" And he just did not say anything and just pushed the plate of cookies further into their face.
Do you think he was like cloned?
Ooh.
Like just lots of little like Prince Oompa Loompas like operating his little house, doing little chores, giving people cookies?
I would honestly, I would support that theory. Like, if there ever was a real Willy Wonka, it probably was Prince. Yeah. Like, that conspiracy theory is my new favorite.
Yeah, I get
that we're going to start.
I get on board with that one.
Yes. Immediately. Like, no further question. Like, oh, yes. I didn't, but now I do, and yes, you are 1,000% correct.
God. I mean, can you imagine if they made a Willy Wonka movie with Prince as Willy Wonka?
Soundtrack would have been so much better.
Oh my gosh.
So much better. I mean, Willy Wonka's a good sound. Like, well, the original. I don't like the Johnny Depp one, but like...
I feel the same way.
You like the Johnny Depp? It's
No,
scary.
no, I'm so glad because
okay.
I am I'm much older than you in my heart and on the calendar, but like I feel even I know how much older I am than you, but I feel even older, and I was so worried that you were gonna say, you know, the original, the Johnny Depp one. Like, I thought that you were going to call that the original.
No.
Yeah.
And what's his name?
Gene Wilder.
Timothy
Chalamet, yeah.
Yeah, as the new one.
Do we have feelings about that one?
I haven't seen it.
I refuse
I
to
thought
watch
it
it.
didn't come out, and then they're like, "Oh, it was a huge box office." I was like, "What? They didn't even promote it."
There is one movie is with Gene Wilder. That's it for me.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear about that disaster of that real life Willy Wonka tour that they tried to do?
Oh,
was that like Sweden or something?
It was
like
somewhere,
Scotland maybe?
Yes,
At an airport? Yeah.
Oh my god, that was a disaster.
I heard it's touring. No joke. I heard they're going to, because of the virality, like it went so viral
because of
for
how
being
bad
so
it was.
bad
Yeah.
that they're
It does give like Carney vibes though, where you like bring it up, tear it down, like it looks portable. It doesn't look
Very
like a
much so.
permanent installation.
If it came here, would you go visit?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do they get? One jelly bean, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's
I
sad.
don't even like jelly beans. I would want. Yeah. They're bad.
What's your go-to candy?
My go-to candy. I like Starburst a lot. I like chocolate.
Okay.
First and foremost. But if I have to go like sweet candy, like gummy bears or Starbursts.
All right. When you go original Starburst, 4 flavors, rank them.
Pink.
Okay.
You don't say. Pink. Really?
I don't even like pink that much. But it's strawberry. Everybody likes strawberry. And then all 3 tied at the bottom. All the reds.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I always get the Fave Reds pack, which is like strawberry, watermelon, fruit punch. Like that's the new one.
Okay.
And that one's good.
All right.
All Starburst are good, but I like to take the red and the yellow, the cherry and the lemon, and eat them together and make cherry lemonade. The orange and pink are, yeah, it's very good. The orange and pink are okay, but that's my thing is I make a little cherry lemonade Starburst and.
Do you squish them and then eat?
I do. I squish them to make sure that they are married, so they can die as one. Yeah.
That's nice.
Like that.
Nice.
And Justin wonders why he's single.
Yeah. So
no, I want to get married so we can die as one.
Yeah. You know Mount Vesuvius?
Murder Suey with the Starburst.
Yeah, it's like
on a date, but you squish them together first.
So you become one. Yeah.
I would do that when I would eat Apple Jacks when I was younger. I would only eat one color first and then the other color second because I didn't want like the families to get split up. Yeah.
Oh, Apple Jacks. Well,
yeah, I'm very much like a one side.
No, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm a one-sider. Like, I will go, like, okay, everything from the blue is going to be eaten on this side, and everything from the red is going to be eaten on this side.
Yeah.
Like, that'll be my neuroses.
When it comes to, like, actual food, not candy, how do you guys feel about your food touching?
Oh, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Mix it up.
Yeah. Oh, you believe in food segregation.
I do.
Oh.
But I think I really do think it's where my nuttiness around pickles comes from. Because you cannot, like, once a pickle has crossed the line, there's no takesy-backsies.
Yeah. And that is true.
Is it just cucumbers for you, or is it, like, pickled anything you don't fuck with?
From what I've tried, it's kind of pickled anything. I don't really like that vibe, but pickled cucumbers were the most invasive, like, in childhood. Like, if we got a chance to get McDonald's and I got a cheeseburger and I said no pickle and then it's there and then the cheese has, like, it's created like a pickle volcano and like you can't take it off and then my mom's yelling at me like, just eat it, I want you the damn, you know, and you're like, it's gross.
Maybe it just stems from feeling like you're not listened to. Maybe it's not even a taste thing. Maybe it's just an emotional feeling.
Like, I asked for no pickles, and I clearly stated my boundary. And
you were
did not.
Yes.
You 12-year-old working at McDonald's.
Yes.
Yeah. Therapy with Ella Horwedel.
Thanks, Jared, for ruining my life.
Thanks, Joe Biden. That's my parents' new go-to phrase, and they're not Republicans, but like
Just,
about anything, they'll be like, "Who left the light on?" Thanks, Joe Biden. It's gotten out of.
That could be some new merch for you.
Oh yeah. No, I would. All of my merch I like, but it goes into the wrong hands. Like I have a sticker that says "Waste of a Woman" based off of one of my jokes, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, this is funny, ha ha ha." Mm. Every show, a man will be like, "Can I get a stack of 60? I'm gonna pass these out to all my guys at work." And I'm like, "No, like this is you're being stupid. You're not listening to my joke."
That's
like,
when you charge them $10 a sticker.
Yeah, no, I'm like, "Are you gonna give these out at like Planned Parenthood?" Like, I'm just like this backfired. But I do. I make money, so I'm like, whatever. I'll exploit you. But
yeah. Hey, if you're making money, then you go buy more stickers.
It's true. Yeah.
And again, you upsell.
Yeah. No, it's terrible.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could do like a fine print on there of something that they wouldn't see in the graphic, but you know it's on there that a woman would notice is
my
on there.
My penis is small.
You have like a QR code that goes to a video.
Yeah.
It's like, hi, that's not what I mean.
You're right.
To be clear, if you're watching this, you should not have this sticker.
Chad thought he was being funny.
He's drunk and doesn't remember buying them.
What the hell, man? I don't recall that, bro.
Where'd you get all these fucking stickers?
Yeah.
It is crazy. I've had so many men like blitzed out of their mind, especially after late shows, will come up to me. And one guy gave me like $60. He was like, "So funny." And I was like, "Cool." And I think he was like not old enough to be drinking. So like a lot going on.
Yep.
And I was like, "This is a lot of money." He's like, "Oh, wait, yeah." And he took 2 of the 20s away and was like, "Thanks." And then left. And I was like, I shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah,
but I'm
really
like, why are you
should've.
getting so wasted that you're just like throwing money, like, dumb.
It's a dumb. It's a dumb tax, and
Yeah.
he should have been
Yeah.
charged.
Yeah, I agree. Anybody who's dumb enough to be like, this is like money, you know what? Cool, man, thank you.
He just like wasn't sober enough to be consenting, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Was there anybody there with him?
no.
He has no friends.
No, he's driving home too.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like,
right.
what young
That's
family
great.
are you gonna kill tonight?
He attempted to drive home, and now
Yes.
he's in Saints Kingdom in Vermont.
Hopefully, no.
Yeah. So, how long were you doing comedy before you started selling merch?
Oh, a while. Well, not a while. I mean, I've done it, I think, 6 years total. And I started selling merch last year. But I hardly ever sell it because I don't remember to bring it. And then I also don't like imposing or like setting stuff up. Like, I'll only do it if I like have a feature weekend. And then sometimes I don't.
Yeah. Do you, the merch that you have, are you always doing those jokes?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 of them are based on my closer. So I'm like, that's easy.
Okay.
And then, yeah, one I always tell. And so it's...
Yeah, my favorite sticker, my problem is my favorite sticker is a joke that I only do sometimes.
Yeah.
And so then I will remember to bring them, but forget to do the joke.
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, fuck, this doesn't...
Yeah.
It's a cute sticker though.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, or the inverse. Yeah, I was trying to remember when I found out you were going to be on the show. I was trying to remember like the first time that I met you. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of blurry. I don't like I can't pinpoint the exact like first time, but it was like general Ann Arbor-y stuff kind of running into each other. But we weren't like, we were cordial and nice to each other, but I wouldn't say that I knew you then. Mm-hmm. And then you just, like, disappeared. And I know the story now, but it was funny because it was like, oh, everybody's telling you all of these things, like, no, like, look around, who you're with now is who's gonna be, and then they're like, but people will fall off, and not everybody sticks with it, and then it was just like, where'd that one girl go? She was doing, like, all of the shows, and now she's just gone. And then in what felt like 5 minutes later, I was like, oh, she's back. But really, how long were you gone, and why did you leave?
I was studying abroad for like a year, probably. And so I was in Spain for like 6 months, and then I was in Oxford, and Greece. And then the summer before, I was in Cuba and Peru. So I feel like I was taking, like, summers off that led into, like, a year that led into another summer. But then when I came back for, like, 4 days at a time, I was like, I want to do all the shows. Because when I was in Spain, I'm like, I'm not funny in Spanish. Mm-hmm. And I feel like a whole part of my identity is fucking gone. Mm-hmm. And where I was living in Spain is, like, a very, like, they're like, oh, yeah, people are very casual. They're really vulgar. They like to swear. And I'm like, that's me. But I can't do that. And it's like, this is not my native language. But, so I was... Really, I think I started feeling the urge, and that would have been my senior year of college when I came back, to just, like, do stand-up as much as I could. And then COVID happened, so it's great. Good timing.
Yeah, perfect timing. No, it's so fascinating to me because, you know, everybody, that's what I love about comedy is it's not a team sport, mm-hmm. but everybody's, like, friends, but also... co-workers, but also sometimes competition, but also just casual acquaintances. Yeah. Like, so it's this, they're all one, but everybody's got an interesting story, and that's what I love finding out about it in this podcast. Mm-hmm. But I remember just, like, when I heard that, I'm like, how fucking interesting is this person? I'm like, oh, I drove to Ypsilanti today. That's exciting. She's like, oh yeah, I was 6 months in Spain, and then I was over here, and I was over here. I'm like, motherfucker.
Well, I had never been on a plane until my senior year of high school. Like, we just didn't have a lot of money growing up, and I'm from Ann Arbor, which is, you know, very affluent, and everybody I went to school with. It's like, oh, this is my third house. And I'm like, yeah, go fuck yourself. I don't care, you know? But, like, people, every spring break, they'd go to, like, Aruba, or Asia, or Australia, and I was like, I'm going to Lansing. Like, this is sad, but it's fine, you know? Uh-huh. And so when I was in college, I pretty much had a full ride from need-based aid, you know, and I was able to study abroad a lot with Pell Grants, and I didn't have to pay for any of it, so I was like, I'm gonna, you know, milk the university.
That's fantastic.
As much as I can, and I was able to get credits from everything I did, and I was able to, like, make it work with my majors and my minors, but I'm like, I want to see the world. I like traveling, I like meeting new people and going to new places, and I'm glad I did, because then the whole shit hit the fan the next year. So
right?
Like, you know, I got it out of my system, I went to, like, 12 different countries, and now I can sit on my couch and watch Jeopardy for the next 2 years.
That's so great. Yeah, and you would have been, what, like 22? 20?
I was 20.
20? Yeah. Wow. Mm-hmm. It's so old lady of me, but it really is, like, the perfect time. Like, because you can be excited before the world just beats you down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Completely.
Yeah. And I still like traveling. Mm-hmm. I haven't done any international traveling since then because it's stressful and expensive, and I don't have a university to exploit anymore.
Especially not now that they're watching this, they know.
Yeah, thanks to them. Thanks.
How did you, what was your first, like, introduction to do it?
No one told me how to do it. I was always kind of a bitch. Mm-hmm. I wasn't a bitch. I was always very blunt, and I was not fake in high school. I didn't really put up a front. And I had a lot of friends from different groups, but was never, like, you know, super popular or super, like, I just wasn't, you know, couldn't fit into a category. But I had one friend who, we would watch a lot of stand-up together, and he was, like, such a petty bitch, and he was very fun to be around. But he was like, oh, you remind me of Amy Schumer, which now is, like, the biggest insult you can give a woman, because we all collectively hate her now for whatever. But I was like, oh yeah, and she was kind of becoming more famous and more mainstream, and so we watched her specials, and I was like, yeah, maybe, like, I could do something like that. And then in high school, you know, people are like, oh, well, you're not the class clown, so you're not funny, or like, you're not getting kicked out of class, so you're not worthy. And it's like, so then you get into weird headspaces through that. And then when I was in college, I feel like improv was the hot shit. Like, everybody wanted to be on the improv team. Everybody loved improv. How things have changed. But I auditioned for all these groups, didn't get into any of them, and then the stand-up group was the only one that, like, didn't have auditions, and they were all, like, the fuck-ups and the loners and the weirdos, and I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll try it.
And that was at school?
It was through college.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I did it, just thinking I'd pop in and see what it's about, and they're like, well, if you have a joke, come up. And I was like, well, I didn't write anything. And then, like, as I was watching people go up, I'm like, yeah, I could say something off the cuff. I could, you know, say, and I did, and I got a few laughs, and I was like, oh.
That's what that feels like.
Tingle, tingle. Yeah. But, and then, I think the first show I did was in a co-op. The dirtiest most disgusting place I think I've ever been inside. Like, should be shut down. People should be evicted.
Besides
like,
his basement, of course.
No, this is gorgeous. I would lick this floor. That floor, like, there was shit, rats, piss. Like, people lived there. I was like, what? Like, it was really gross. But they would do a show every month or every 2 months, and they had, like, a nice, like, open concept living room and dining room. That probably could comfortably fit 50 people, and they put in, like, 200 people. So it was, like, just an electric fire hazard. Like, it was so fun. And that show was really fun.
Did anybody in your college group continue on? Or are you the only one that really kind of...
So, Eric Laux was in it years before I was. He was, like, the president. And he's still doing it, obviously. Colin Rankin? I don't know if you know
that
him.
Name sounds
It's
familiar.
it sounds familiar.
He's in
but
New York now. He did it. We kind of overlapped a little bit. Brody Blair was the president when I did it, but now he's in Chicago. I don't know if he still has comedy. Andrew Jobuck.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So it's like fun little like random connections. But yeah, no, and I think it was a good way to start stand up because I think it was nice to have like a little group because usually it's not a group activity. But then there was also a weird divide where some of the people were like, well, we only do Michigan shows. And I'm like, okay, well, those are like once every 2 months. You know, you gotta
way to limit yourself.
do it more, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And so then I started doing open mics. I would do something to do. And then pop around randomly. I didn't have a car either, so that was a limitation. But I'm like, oh, it's fun to branch out and also simultaneously so depressing because your first show is at this co-op with all these young college kids and everyone's there to have fun, and then your second show is at some random fucking bar in buttfuck Michigan with a bunch of people who hate their wives, and you can't relate at all. So you're like, okay, this is kind of demoralizing. But yeah, no, I stuck with it, and then I think once I came back from Europe and then my senior year, I just was like, I want to do this. I want to put time into it, I want to put effort into it. And then,
Nice. Yeah. That's, I know it's hack, I know it's cliche, but it's so fascinating to me because everybody, like, you see each other at those demoralizing open mics. You see each other going through this stuff and you hear their jokes, but that's about the level of connection that you have with these people.
Yeah.
You know, you find your crew and you go a little deeper, and I know that you're very connected in the Ann Arbor crew. We've had a couple of those guys on.
Quite a few, actually.
Andrew. I'm blanking. Who else has been on?
Actually, Andrew Yang was on. Jesus Christ. See, now I'm blanking. Just start throwing names out there.
We need to have more Ann Arbor people, I guess.
No, Louis Michael was on? Or is he Lansing?
He's Lansing.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I can't.
Should be Ann Arbor.
Because I was like,
there,
I was like, was Eric on? No.
I've asked Eric to be on. Yeah.
Anyway, but I know that that there has been in the last few years a lot coming out of Ann Arbor. Like, it's always been a scene, it's always been a thing, but it really feels like post-pandemic, you guys are like, no, we're going to make this into something.
Yeah.
Which came first? Don't Tell or the idea for the festival?
I think what really carried us through, I mean, Eric's always had Rabbit Hole, which has been fun, and that's been like an indie staple. And then I think having the Blind Pig open mic is what like started to have a regular kind of like, that's when we started to all hang out more. And I mean, we've always had the showcase, and the showcase is awesome, but some of us were getting booked, some of us weren't. Right. So we'd always do the open mic, but you know, some of us wouldn't do anything more. I think Andrew started the open mic at the Blind Pig 2022, 2021.
Sounds about right.
And after that started, we would hang out more, we would do shows more, we'd carpool more. I started Don't Tell in 2022, I believe. And then the festival, I think we were kind of already planning simultaneously. And then we just were like, let's fucking make it happen. It is a cool town. It's very small, but like you have other cities like Bloomington, Indiana, where it's like it's a college town. They have a super great club. They have a big scene, and it's like this could be a better scene, right? You know, there are a lot of people here. The students are smart. The townies are smart. It's like I always have fun doing stand up there. And Michigan has a good scene, so it's like we don't have to fucking go to New York. We don't have to go to LA. Right. We can cultivate something here and make it more worthwhile.
I've always said the same thing, that I think the next probably 2 to 5 years, I really think the scene here is just going to explode. I think what's going to happen is you're going to have 1 or 2 people here make it big, and they're going to mention, yeah, I was doing comedy in Michigan, and then it's just going to start drawing in more and more people, and
yeah, and it's like, I don't know, man. Like I've done shows all over the country, and it's fun. Like I think that's another thing that keeps it interesting and like energized. Cause you're like, oh, I don't have to write new stuff. I can just do these jokes that I know are good in a different city, and haha, cheat code. But like. It is interesting to see, like, to be in some of these bigger cities and to see some of these comics, and you're like, yeah, like, you're no big deal, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, without coming across as, like, really cocky, but I do think that the talent in Michigan keeps all of us at a higher, what's the, like, idol or whatever, where, like, just our baseline is higher than most other cities I've been to. Like, I've been in places where I'm like, I did not really have a great set. Fuck. And be, like, paraded around where people are like, oh my god, that was amazing!
Yeah.
It's like, no, if I was in Hamtramck right now, I'd be laughed out of the room. You know, it's like, but watching some of those other comedians, it really does kind of go, oh, no, we are doing it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think now, too, there's, like, such a, I don't know if it's a trend, but there's, with all of the social media, which stresses me out, and I'm not, like, for it or against it, per se, but I think there is a way where you can kind of create your own career and kind of eliminate gatekeeping by just, like, posting enough clips, or, you know, finding a way to make that algorithm work, and you can become a road comic living in Michigan, living in the Midwest, and finding little avenues, and, like, my friend Bo lives in Seattle. He's a Seattle comic, but he has gone very viral, and he's, like, found a way to completely work the road, and that's his job now, and it's all because of fucking clips, which is stupid, but also better than, you know, sending bunches of emails and, like, kissing ass, so it is cool, and I think, you know, like, the Midwest is nice. Climate change is bad. LA's gonna fall into the ocean. New York's gonna be underwater. Austin's gonna be too fucking hot. So, in 20 years, 30 years, the Midwest is gonna be probably more populated, and people are gonna want to laugh, because the world's gonna end, so I don't know. I'm just saying.
Ella's going the long game.
Yeah, I got the long haul.
Thinking the long game,
I love it.
She's playing 4D chess.
Is your family fairly creative? Like, did you grow up in a creative...
My dad's a photographer. He's a photojournalist. Now he's more of a sports photographer. And my mom was an artist. She's not dead. She did art. She's still knock on wood.
Past tense on the art, not on the person.
Not on the life. And she still is. She just, like, she used to do art fairs. Now she doesn't as much. But she's a rare bookbinder and paper conservator at, like, a historical library.
Wow.
Yeah. So she's, like... We've never prioritized making money, I guess, is a better way of putting it. But, no, they're cool. They're very funny. I mean, a lot of mental illness, probably, but
of course.
Diluted, I think. At least, like, my mom's siblings aren't absolutely atrocious, but she's got some fun quirks.
Good.
But, no, they've always been really supportive, too, which is nice.
That's
I think
awesome.
some people, like, I can't tell my parents, or, like, I can't. It's like, they fucking raised you. Like,
right.
Who cares? But.
Right. Do you see yourself in more of that, like, indie cultivated path, or do you, when you think ahead, do you look at, like, going more clubs, and, like, what kind of excites you when you look ahead?
I don't know. I feel like the dream would just to ride somebody's coattails who's already successful, and then I can do all the good clubs without having to do any of the work, or, like, do theaters without having to do any of the work, and just
perfect.
Yeah, but then you have to find someone who would take you on the road. But after that's achieved, no big deal, right?
I love it. I absolutely love it.
If you could go on the road with any comedian,
are you listening, Jim Gaffigan?
Yeah,
Jim and I would be a great match.
Of a great pairing.
Well, when we eventually get Jim on the
Brian
podcast,
Regan, that's you know, you would be great at BYU.
Church comedy. I think church comedy is where you want to go.
That pays very well, actually.
It does.
Church comedy pays extremely well.
Yes.
One time.
They don't pay their taxes. Money sitting around.
Yep, and they use it to pay comedians.
That would be I would pay. I wish I had enough money to pay to book you at a church show
Oof.
and just to watch the place explode.
I would do it in a
burn
small
down.
town where the whole town would come.
Yeah.
So that you'd have like 50 villagers with pitchforks
Yeah,
and torches.
yeah, and then they could burn me at the stake.
No, what they would do is they would be like, okay, we're gonna put you in a bag and throw you in the water.
Yeah.
And if you drown, that proves that you're innocent. But if you escape somehow, that proves you're a witch.
And then there'll be guys in the comments, witches aren't funny.
Yeah.
You would walk back to front anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I would not do church.
No. Just,
Oh my God.
Just to set the record straight,
No.
absolutely not.
No.
Yeah, I just did. For some reason, I get the feeling it wouldn't work for you.
No, like I think, like none of my jokes. No,
No,
none
absolutely
of them would work.
not.
I can't think of a single one. All my clean jokes are about suicide or abortion, so no.
Yeah.
But I could riff, be like, who's that guy?
Yeah.
Your crackers taste bad. Like,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, it'd be bad. It'd be a nightmare.
We are gonna do that. We are gonna found our own church, let it run for a while, and then you will be our first show.
That's
We'll get a very angelic headshot of you, and then it'll all be
I
downhill
have
from there.
thought there's a Buddhist temple in Ann Arbor, and I'm like, that'd be a cool place for Don't Tell. And like Buddhists are nicer
Yeah.
than most other sects of religion, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I think as a physical space, churches are beautiful. Like I have no
Oh,
I
absolutely.
have no
Yeah.
issues with architecture, right?
Yeah.
It's just the people. But
There is actually a church
People ruin
in
everything.
I know.
there's a church in Detroit, which it's kind of creepy. I think it's the second oldest church in the U.S. And there's that, like, the original priest's body is in there, like he's buried in there, and I'm like, that's kind of fucking weird. Like, yeah, my buddy got married there. And he's, yeah, by the way, you see over there? There's a dead body in there. I'm like, oh, sweet.
Yeah.
What a wonderful place to.
I saw fucking Columbus's body in a
What?
church in Spain. Because we just went there for like a weekend trip. I was like, yeah, whatever. And they're like, oh yeah, over there's Columbus. I was like the Columbus? And
He's just chilling in a church.
they love him there.
Well, I
Right.
mean, no shit.
They love him. But he's like got a big like raised like coffin.
Sarcophagus thing or whatever.
Yeah. But so I didn't see his body, right? He was no mummy. But like saw the tomb.
Mummy Columbus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mummy Columbus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I don't know. Do I want to? I don't know what I want to have happen when I die. Cremation, burial. I really don't care.
I want to be cremated, but then I want it to be like a gender reveal party, and I want my ashes to be popped out of one of those poppers.
Yes!
And they'll be like, she's dead, and then everyone claps.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
Or like in a balloon, and you pop it, and then everyone gets covered.
That's
Would you
super
add any
fun.
special like coloring to it, or would it be just dark gray ash?
No, just
white
whatever
ash?
my skin turns to. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a white bony color.
Yeah.
Because
that's fine.
we have pets cremated
Yeah.
over the years, and of course I'm like, I want to see what it looks like, and it's
Yeah.
not what you would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know Mark Phillip?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Mark Phillip. Watch his new
He's so
special. He does a bit about his mom's ashes.
I heard him do it at a mic. I didn't see it, but I heard it was pretty LeBron-esque.
Yes.
Pretty epic.
Yes, that is a great way. Yeah, I was I was there for the recording of it, and the way where I was sitting, it was this really cool angle, and I'm not a photographer by any means, but there are times where it's like, no, this just looks really cool.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in the front, and Joe Awesome was playing violin, and John Ruggiero had opened up for him. Like, it was already just an amazing night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting there, and I'm looking, and I'm like, I just have to get a picture. I know he's recording, but, like, they're recording him, so I'm just gonna get a picture. So I pull up my phone, and he just looks over, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? And then immediately I'm like, oh my gosh, I ruined his special.
Oh, no.
This is terrible. And I was like, oh, sorry. And I like put my phone down. And he's like, but you're going to put it away, right? And I'm like, oh no, now I'm a terrible audience member. Like, so I put it in. And so then, just guilt just rushing over me. Like, I know better. And immediately after, I pull my phone out and I look at the picture. And I'm like, okay, I'm cocky as fuck, but that is gorgeous
Yeah.
photo. I'm like, this is what you yelled at me about.
Yeah.
And it made it's his cover art now.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was
So
like,
you,
okay.
kind of flipped it around. Yeah.
He messed with it, and it looks like his head's exploding. But it was the scent. I was like, no, it was
Yeah.
worth it. To
Oh,
be
totally.
Yeah. But no, definitely check it out. He has a great joke about his mom's ash. Sorry for that tangent.
Oh no, you're good.
Finally.
No, it's so funny.
You're gonna have your death reveal party, obviously, which will be
Yes.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
If you could choose one way to die, how would you want to die?
Oh.
Ooh. I've thought about this. I don't know if you guys know Steph Toleb. She's a comic.
Yes.
She has a podcast, Steph Infection, where they talk about like
Ha!
horrible
That's great.
ailments and weird body things, and then she always asks like, how would you want to die? What's a funny way to die? And I'm like, I don't know. It stresses me out. I would want something painless. Like, I think to me drowning is probably the worst way to die. Like, just like that would be like so suffocating and claustrophobic, and I don't like water that much to begin with. But like, yeah, like I would like to fall asleep and die, maybe. Or maybe, like, get put under for a surgery and then just not wake up.
That's a
I
good
don't
one.
know.
That's a good one.
Just nice
Yeah.
and
Just ease me into death.
nice and mellow.
I really like that one too, because then there's not any additional burden.
Yeah.
So it's like there's already medical professionals there.
Yeah.
They know how to get rid of a dead
Yeah,
body.
my
It's
family
not
will
like,
make a lot of money from the lawsuit.
Yes,
Like,
yeah.
it'll be great.
Yep.
It'll be good.
Yeah.
My cousin's friend died when she got her wisdom teeth out.
What?
What?
Really?
Because she was allergic to anesthesia, and they didn't know, but it's like, you don't know. until
Yeah.
It's too late. And she was like 17.
Oh Jesus!
Oh my god.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Luckily, I found that out after I already had surgery, so I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I don't have to be scared about that. But
Yeah.
like,
Holy
Ooh,
shit!
yeah.
I've never heard of anybody dying getting their wisdom teeth out.
never heard of an anesthesia allergy. Like,
I've heard of that before, but
oh.
because come to think about it, when I got my wisdom teeth out, they asked me like, "Do you have any?" And I'm like, "No, just fucking put me under, whatever. I
Yeah.
don't care." Yeah.
When I got mine taken out, it was when I had surgery on my foot. I had a gas mask, but when I did wisdom teeth, it was intravenous. And they put the thing in me, and he was like, "Yeah, some people say it feels warm, some people say it feels cool." And I was like, "Mine's tingling," and he was like, "Oh," and then I went out. So I was like, I could have done
yeah.
like that's not what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Right
Oh.
before. I was like, "Oh fuck! Like, what are you doing to me?" So when I woke up, I was like, "Hell yeah!
Yeah, I survived.
Success.
Fuck you, Grim Reaper. I made it.
And his name was Dr. Fear. I'm like, that's not a good name. Yeah.
That's like a Batman villain,
I
for
know.
Christ's
I'm like,
sakes.
how is it? It was like F-I-E-R or something. But I'm like, come on.
Come
Still,
see
Like,
Dr. Fear.
Yeah.
That's
Give me your.
so ridiculous.
Okay, he's not a real doctor. He wants teeth.
I know. I'm
He
like, what
wants
you do
teeth.
with those, right?
He
Yeah.
has a tooth fetish. Dr.
No. He's got
Fear.
a little house in the back made of
Yeah.
its teeth. Yeah. Some fucking Nazi doctor. No, it was fine. He did a good job.
You say that now
Yeah,
until
true.
5 years down the road when he hits a button and your head explodes.
Yeah. There are clones of me in the street.
Yeah.
My teeth.
Yeah. They can go hang out with the Prince clones.
Back to
Yeah.
front. Back to front.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh God, I love it. So I realized that I jumped ahead and mentioned Don't Tell and the festival, but we didn't do a proper promotion of it. So what's the name of the festival?
Oh, yeah.
People find all that
Treetown
stuff.
Comedy Festival. It's in Ann Arbor. We had our second one like a month ago. We usually do it like the last weekend of February / first weekend of March. Or at least that's how it was this year because of leap year. But yeah, usually first weekend
Fucking
of March.
leap year.
Fucking
And
leap year.
it-
Come on, God damn it.
If you're not familiar with it, it's serious business. Like it not to talk ill of other, first time festivals, but
Oh,
a
Christ.
lot of new festivals, you start with like, oh, we're doing a comedy festival, we're gonna have these venues, and it's gonna be local comedians, but we might get like a regional headliner, and it's gonna be fun. But you guys like came out swinging, and
Thanks.
it has been so great. Like, just to see some of the headliners that you guys have gotten, like Beth Stelling was there for the first year. Who else did you guys have?
We had, first year was Sam Talent, Beth Stelling, Marie Foston, and Robbie Hoffman.
Like,
all 4
shut up.
super fun people. And then last year we had Emma Willman, Demetrius Fields, Irene Tu, and Phil Hanley. So
like real name, like real, see them on
Yeah.
TV, famous comedians.
And I think it helped too that like we had a foundation already of some of those shows that we were already doing. So we had a fan base built in, at least at the Blind Pig. And Blind Pig, you know, pays the comics very well and does a lot of good promo on their own. Like, it's not just some random shit we threw together. Like, and then this year we had the showcase involved, and that was great to have them on board. And yeah, no, it was really fun. Next year.
That's great. Are we in talks for year 3?
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
We're going out to dinner on Tuesday to talk about
Nice.
it. 2 months late, but...
Awesome.
So great.
Yeah. You know that you're doing things right when there's not 3 days of people bitching on Facebook about your festival.
Yeah. I mean, we don't do submissions because we don't want to exploit comics who are mentally ill and will pay for anything, and I've done that before. I'm not bashing it, but, we just want to eliminate the drama component. And I guess invite only can cause drama because then people get their feelings hurt.
Not really, no. I mean, like as long as you're up front and say, hey, it's a curated festival.
Yeah.
Then there should be no hurt feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the first year at least, we're like, we want people who we've seen at the Blind Pig, who we know have done well at the Blind Pig, who do well with Ann Arbor crowds. We don't want boomers bitching about their wife or saying racist shit. So.
Exactly.
And yeah, both years were extremely fun. The first year was chaotic as fuck because there was a snowstorm with like 19 inches of snow, and that was terrifying.
Oh gosh,
it was fun.
I was super bummed. I bought tickets to Beth Stelling, and then I was too old to go.
I would not have gone.
Out. Yeah.
Like my dad drove me. I was like, I'm scared.
I'm crazy. I would have driven regardless.
No,
I'm like, whatever. Fuck it. I'm going.
I think it was going to be a sold out show, which is $250 at the Blind Pig. There were about 90 to 100 people, so it was enough for a show. They were an awesome crowd. They obviously were big fans if they drove through a catastrophic storm. But like while I was on stage, the fucking weather alert went off on everybody's phones. Like I got heckled by a storm alert, and I am an idiot. And I was like, "Is that a fucking Amber Alert?" I was like, "Who's abducting a kid in a snowstorm?" And someone in the crowd was like, "No, it's for the snow." And I was like, "Well, we know that. Like we know it's snowing." So that was irritating. I was like, "I wanted a clip, but whatever."
Next year,
yeah,
we'll do it next year.
Yeah.
When a monsoon hits.
So Treetown Comedy Fest and URL, social media, where do you want to push people to?
TreetownComedy.com.
All right, perfect.
Still an active domain.
And can't talk about it, but don't tell. How do people find out about that?
Yeah, just follow me on Instagram. We don't have an Instagram page for the Ann Arbor chapter.
Okay.
I don't want too many saturated chapters. I don't know why. I respect their boundaries. So just follow me on Instagram at EL_WIDDLE. Horwedel. Exactly.
And this is early June. Do you have any big things that you want to push?
Yeah, I'll be featuring for Bo Johnson at the Riot Comedy Club in Houston.
Woohoo!
June 14th, June 15th, and I'll be...
It's a riot.
It is a riot, yeah. We'll be hitting the road, probably Seattle, Denver, and wherever else. But
nice.
Nothing's confirmed. I'm just gonna do something somewhere.
Gonna show up and make
Very
people
fun.
laugh.
Yeah.
You can find me on the Instagrams and the such at Gonzaleza, GONZALEEZA, and everybody loves an outdoor show, especially one that's preceded by a cover band. So find me and Sam Rager in Wayland, June 21st.
You can follow me at Random Banana Entertainment on Instagram. I used to run shows at Bearded Lamb Brewing Company in Plymouth, Dearborn Brewing in Dearborn, Rusted Crow Distillery in Dearborn Heights, and Rusted Crow on the Lake in Belleville. But because I'm wearing red and hiking the Bennington Triangle, I will end up missing. So
I will be running all of those shows.
Yes.
You can find him in the backwoods of Vermont.
Absolutely, yes.
Tied to a tree.
Yeah, my last meal will be Ben and Jerry's, and I will die a very happy camper. So, but no, yes, you can check my Instagram. All my upcoming shows will be on there. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully we'll get up to 50 subscribers by the end of the year. It'd be nice. You never know.
It'll never happen.
Yeah, I mean, both Daryl and I have gained and lost a subscriber along the way here. So
Stop fucking the listeners. I was gonna say the watchers,
can't help it.
but
We can't help it. Take care. Thank you so much for watching.
And the time was now.